Ever since I left you, shit been going bad. Would've thought it would get better, but I've been so sad. Yeah.
Queen.
How are ya?
I'm well.
How many a week has it been since we've been in the living room?
1.5 a week, I feel.
Oh, it's really, that's it? I feel like it's been
Oh, no,
forever.
I think we released our last one December 1st. Is that right?
I think it was like the 15th, actually. So, yeah, I think
Anime
you're right.
Bullock, it's, what do you mean the 15th?
I mean the 1st. So, Queen, what is playing in the living room?
That is Ever Since I Left You by Dre of the East and the Amber Hairston.
Yes, come through. Is it on all the things?
It's on all the things. I don't even remember the name of the project, but you could just type in Dre of the East, and I think her name is Chella on there. It's called Ever Since I Left You, which I love the song. It's really cool. You definitely have to listen to the lyrics. It's a good time.
That's dope. That's dope.
Good black ass time.
Love a good black ass time. So, Queen, you want to kick off month in review? Or you want me to kick off month in review? I feel like you are nervous about month in review.
Maybe we should have something lighter and then something lighter.
Okay.
What you got?
Mine is all personal things because, you know, me.
You will say a personal thing.
Finished the semester.
Oh, wait. Also, I am Beyonce again with a deep voice because Sydney has us up at the ass crack of dawn.
Because this is the only time the stew is available.
Stop booking the stew, people.
Golly. But yeah, finish the semester. Shout out to all the students out there who are doing great things.
Congrats.
Thank you. One more semester to go, and then we are out of here.
Yay, out of North Cackalack.
Yes, ma'am.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Yes, ma'am. Otherwise, just taking it easy. I'm back on social media, slowly but surely. I have not been interacting much. I'd be like, why am I up here?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
After taking almost a month and some change off, like anything I think past a month, you really be like, oh, am I supposed to get on social media today? Like, am I supposed to get up there?
I need to take like a month off.
Do I really have to watch out stories?
I feel like I would emerge with a full beard and some locks if I got off of social media.
You think you would grow a beard?
Yeah, I just feel like I would be like stranded on an island.
Oh, okay. And we went to see Harriet.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, we could talk about it.
Yes, we can finally talk about Harriet. So, what's the grade, good sis?
I definitely don't give it a C, like Kalia and the people.
Yeah, Kalia. Who else? And Justin
and Jazz.
Jazz, y'all are all high.
Yeah,
or at least you were.
Yeah,
because it's not a C. What is wrong with y'all?
Definitely not a C.
What else could they give you?
And even with the white savior, like I was trying to tell you before, I was like, I think y'all reaching this time.
There was, in my opinion, there was no white savior.
I think a white savior has to be like a good white person. He was not a good white person.
Yeah.
Like he was still like I was like he killed him so that he could get her back to slavery, if not beat the shit out of her to death, probably.
Yeah, and probably rape her.
So I was like, I don't understand because it's like, I could even understand before the white savior criticism. I could understand because I was listening to Ebro have a conversation with Lena Waithe, and he was like, I feel like the most violent scene in the movie was black on black. It was a black slave catcher beating up Janelle Monáe's character, and I was like, again, people try to. I don't know why people want us to sugarcoat our own history and our own experiences as if every black person is just covered in glitter, like there aren't black, like there were not black slave catchers, and yes, they might have been a minute part of the population, and as far as my research is concerned, that's what it said, that if there were only a few of them, but again, they existed. And I mean, I've literally read real slave stories, if you know, shout out to 12 Years a Slave, the book, if y'all ever want to read it, where you had a slave rally the people together, and the plan being to fight their way to Mexico to freedom. And then he found out that they had been found out, and he goes, and the guy who organized it goes and runs and tells them, oh, they down there they gonna kill y'all. So this asshole gets off, and every black slave that he rallied together got hung or killed. So I'm like, to act as if all black people are good, and to act as if there aren't black men who don't beat black women or rape black women or whatever it is, I just don't understand what people's goals are. Now, again, I think the problem is the diversity of storytelling more so than it is anything. But I just want to know what people want when they're angry about there being a black bad person in a movie. Like, I'm like, y'all know there are black people who sell their own people out, right?
Happens every day, B.
Yeah, so
Queen and Slim.
I didn't see that yet, but
God damn it.
Yeah, it's okay. By the time I see it, I'm not gonna be really worried about spoilers. I had planned on going to see
anime. It has been way too long for you.
Well, you know why I had been taking
you be
my
at the
time.
movies like every day.
You know why I have been taking my time. So
Oh my God.
But yes, I thought it was good. I thought the soundtrack.
Okay, so do you have a grade? What's your grade?
I
Because if you can't think of a criticism, you have to give it an A.
I know, so
And you can't think of one.
But I don't think I should give any movie an A plus. Like I think at most I should give anything an A minus because.
Well, that's why I said A, not A plus.
Yeah, like I'm like I feel like there's always room for improvement, but I really can't think of anything that I'm like, sis.
Can we get into the soundtrack? Because, my God.
Yeah, Kalia said that the part where she's like running away, she was like, I just felt like it was too happy, and I was like, I feel like they were using drum sounds, so I'm like, what? It didn't sound like happiness to me. It sounded
how
like
them happy ass drums go.
Right. I was like, Kalia, what? But yeah, I thought Cynthia Erivo did a really good job. Again, and maybe the criticism being because some people are still mad that she's not a descendant of slaves. But again, like right lately, I've been trying to again have a very wide scope of understanding of the whole Africans playing African American roles. And I was like, at best, that could have taken a woman who might have had negative things to say about African Americans and made her more understanding to African Americans and like more understanding to our history too. So
yeah, if you are an actor, you know you got to do some extensive research.
And she was saying that she's so protective of Harriet, and so I'm like, I hope that just extends to all of the diaspora. So I guess I at least have to give it's somewhere between a B plus and an A minus. But I feel like I can't think of a reason. I feel like the only reason why I'm not giving it a straight up A is because I feel like Kalia and Justin and Jazz are gonna come for me.
Okay.
So yeah, I give it an A minus.
Okay. Yeah. No, I loved it. I thought it was a really good film. You should definitely go see it if you have not already.
Yes.
Go out in droves as we all did for Black Panther
and Queen of Slim.
Well, not Sydney, but yeah.
Yeah, not me. Because, I have to see the historical things and then I'll go see the entertainment things.
Well, get your ass over there now.
But yeah, that's it for my month in review.
Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Strap up, people. Bitch ass Donald Trump has been impeached. Hoo-hoo. Okay, so because I am not anybody's political analyst, I don't know all of the things, but I have done some research because I want to be educated. I want to be informed. I don't want somebody else to feed me information. I want to be able to get that for myself. Even though, when we look the things up ourselves, we can still be misinformed depending on the media that we're taking our information from. But this is what I got so far. So I did see I was watching, I guess you call it the voting from the House of Representatives. I saw the different members get up and say basically who they weren't voting for, and basically just sit around and talk shit about Obama all day because these people are obsessed. And then later on, I got the notification on my phone, literally like at 8 o'clock at night or something, that he had been impeached, which was lit to me. And then I saw lots of people basically trying to attack other people online and saying, he hasn't been impeached because he hasn't been voted on, da-da-da. So for the party people who don't know as of yet, which hopefully by the time you hear this podcast, you've done some research. But if you haven't, here we go. To get you started, that is. To be impeached is basically just to be charged with a crime. That's what it is. It's an indictment. So he has been impeached because he has been indicted or charged with obstruction of justice and abuse of power, which an impeachment is basically that. It can be an actual crime. It can be something that's not really a crime. It's basically anything you do that's not for the benefit of your power in office. But he has been impeached. But what happens now is that he won't be removed from office. It means that he's been charged with crimes. But it's up to the Senate to decide whether he will be removed from office. Now, the House of Representatives voted to impeach him, but the Senate is ruled by the Republicans because, Donnie put the things in place when he got into office. So, good on him, I guess, for that. But so the Senate has to vote. So even if the Senate votes, not vote, but have a trial, and he has to be convicted during his trial, which Donald Trump is only the third president to be impeached. First was Andrew Johnson. Then was
the dude on a 20? That's Andrew Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. Say what?
Andrew Johnson. Then it was Bill Clinton. And Nixon resigned when he found out he was going to be impeached.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, so Bill Clinton got, I'm sorry.
So all these people were impeached, which means they were charged with a crime. They were indicted.
They weren't removed.
No president in the history so far out of the two, now going to 3. Or out of the 2 so far, nobody has been charged. They've all been acquitted.
But I feel like, wasn't Bill Clinton impeached because he was getting his dick sucked?
Yeah, which I think was silly.
That's not a removable offense.
Yeah, so that's what they said. So when they got to trial, they were basically like, yeah, but I mean, that doesn't really have much to do. But the problem with him getting his dick sucked was lying. It was the perjury.
Who did he lie to?
So you don't know the very infamous clip of I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
But who? No, I don't. But
no, you remember the video of him and Hillary Clinton sitting next to each other on the couch, and she's like, "I am not one of those stupid girls that just sits by her man and a lamp jumps off of the damn wall and falls down in the middle of this interview." Oh my God, I will show it to you when we get done because it is hilarious to me.
Okay.
I literally cackled. I said, "God, do not like ugly." But yeah, so yeah, getting his dick sucked, but he lied about it. So basically, they're like, "Oh, perjury, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah." But yeah, so. We could cross our finger and toes, but I don't know how this is gonna go. Yeah. So even if every single Democrat in the Senate votes against Donald Trump or says that he is guilty, we still need 20 Republicans to kind of switch over and also say that he's guilty. Right. So basically, good luck, America.
Goodwill
I'm packing my bag and I'm leaving.
I would just like to say that when I read that, I was like, if 20 of you bitches do not, after reading this shit, go based off of law. Because it's like, well, damn, what do we govern ourselves by? Laws, right? Did the hoe do the shit? Then you need to be voting to get his ass up out of office because, again, you have no integrity. And I would like to go on record as saying that if 20 of you hosts don't, I'm cussing all y'all out on y'all. I'm going to go to each one individually and be like, you ain't shit.
Like, that's our only way to get 2/3 to.
Yeah, I saw that. And but again, it shouldn't even be it's a bipartisan thing? Like, it shouldn't be based off, I'm a Democrat and I'm a Republican. Did he break laws and did he risk our government? That's an ally, right? Quote,
logic
unquote.
Simply just won't make sense. They literally drug Michelle Obama for filth for having her shoulder caps out. Whole time, y'all's first lady got her pussy out in a magazine. So it's not like he's being held to any type of standard in general, but certainly not to one of any other president. So.
Yeah, a mess. Like I said, I would just like to state again for the record that if you hoes do not vote to get this man out of office and he committed these crimes, which, mind you, I was because my coworker was watching it.
He makes fun of like war veterans when they die and thinks it's a joke, and people are still like, yeah, he's a great president. He's the best president ever. I'm like, wow, you people are so delusional. And I won't sit here in front like I know all the things. I'm not like the most well-educated person on politics because unfortunately that's not something we learn in school. And people act like they took social studies once and they are the queen and kings of all the things. No, you're not. It takes a whole lot of information because guess what, bitches? Donald Trump don't know a goddamn thing about politics, and look where his ass is at. Mm-hmm. He don't even know he's supposed to sign executive orders. He's just a whole giant foot. He's an idiot.
Yeah, so I wish everybody some moral standing and principles.
And I wish you bitches adieu. Goodbye.
All right. Do you have another month in review?
No, fuck that orange ass bitch. Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say something else about Donald Trump.
Oh,
yeah, we done talking about him because you know what? We don't pay the coins to be in the studio to talk about this.
I know what I was going to say. My coworker was watching it with a passion. And he's like, yeah, did you see this? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I'm so unimpressed. Like, he shouldn't have never been allowed to run. Let me start there. Like, people be so excited. Oh, my God, he's getting impeached. I'd be like, I'm not excited. They impeached him as of the last year that he was in office. They let the hell stay in there for 3 years. This is not an accomplishment.
Yeah, so that was the other thing. I was like, out of all the things that he's said and done, it's like, just like very obviously anti-American. Like, you literally, he talks shit about every single Democrat and says they hate America and they're just bad for the country and this and that. I'm like, so all Democrats, what should we do? Should we die? Or what would make you feel better, Donnie? Like, you want half your population to die or something? Would that make you feel better? Like, he's just a whole fucking foot. Anyway.
And he didn't, nothing, again, like, even just statements like that, like, what are you saying and doing to unite the country?
It's anti-American. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just idiotic. But I don't have the words. Like, he just strikes me as just the dumbest person on the planet. And every time I think so, I hear somebody who supports him. I'm like, wow, no, you are. No, you're the dumbest. Like, he's an idiot, but you're the dumbest. Like, it's got to be this way. And basically, we're just waiting on Nancy Pelosi to send over the articles, which is essentially like the facts of the trial kind of thing, to the Senate, which she hasn't done yet. in her words, because she is waiting to make sure that they get a fair trial, or that the Senate is conducting themselves like in a fair manner. Basically to say like we need to know. I guess if y'all plan on even treating this fairly. Because if you're not, like, I don't know what her holding back is going to do. Is that going to convince them to? Because he can be impeached until the day he gets out of office. Like, there's no structure, because impeachment doesn't happen very often in like the presidential office. It happens often in other political offices, but it doesn't happen very often presidentially. So there's no like necessarily facts and guidelines written for how quickly she has to give those articles to the Senate. So basically she's just kind of sitting on them right now. And so Republicans are like, if she had a case, she would switch it right over. It would be switched over immediately, because that's how they did Bill Clinton. But she's just sitting on them right now. And now, I guess the House and the Senate, they're both adjourned for the holidays. So,
yeah, because, we don't have important things to do.
No, we don't have important things to do at all.
I mean, football players be having to play on Christmas, and yo ass lawmakers just get to go home.
Yeah, y'all go home. Y'all go enjoy your yachts and your families to come home from boarding school or whatever the fuck y'all got going on.
That's crazy. Okay, that was
yeah.
all
Let's move on. Fuck him very much.
Right.
And everybody that likes him.
Blank while black.
Oh, no, wait. No, I have one more.
You have one more?
I have one
sorry.
more. Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
I have one more.
My bad.
Lizzo with her ass out.
Oh, that's in my expectations.
Okay. Okay. We can hold off then.
Okay. That's all I have for expectations.
Okay, of course. Blank While Black. You got us one, sis?
I do.
Yay!
Did you hear about 8-year-old Marion Scott?
No.
Who was, so if you're black,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot be photographed for a school picture.
Nice.
Because she had red hair extensions.
Nice.
Which there's a full article on the Griot, but I just took the snippet from social media because I didn't have one till this morning, and we were here at 7, so I was only up at 6.
Golly.
So much more
early.
research to be done, but according to the little caption on Instagram, that this 8-year-old black girl was told she couldn't take it. But so they did a Chicago.
So 8 years old is like 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm. A Chicago photographer donates free session to Black girl denied school picture is the title of the Griot article. So they did like a full like photo shoot. You can see like the picture right there of her, the photo shoot.
Yeah, what a cutie.
But yeah, and I was just thinking to myself, because I be having to have moments where I'll be like, now would this happen to a white person? Because I just want to know, did this happen because this person is black? And I was like, I want to know how many little girls went to school, little white girls with them little red. You know, you could remember that thing when we were growing up where you could take your hair and put it in there, and then you would pull it like a flat iron, but it would color your hair.
That sounds white. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely white. I never had one, but that's what I'm saying. Just shit like that. So I'm like, none of them little girls ever showed up for a school picture. I should have seen where this was, but it says Chicago photographer, but I don't know if she was in Chicago or not. Because
I would assume so.
I should have checked to see if she was in Texas. Oh, you know what? Did you hear about the black guy in Charlotte that stole $88,000 from Wells Fargo? I meant to put that in my month in review.
Yes, and balling out of control on the Instagram.
I was like,
and his page, last I checked, was still not private. And I was like, first of all, sir, I bank with Wells Fargo, so you need to sit your little grubby hand ass down before they talk about something. Aisha, we would love to give you your money, but one of your people stole it all and used it for music videos. So we cannot.
I was like, this is the thing, because I don't claim to be a Class A criminal, because I think you have to be extremely smart to get away with crime.
Well, he's not Class A.
But I was like, first of all, because I read the article, or like the little shade room iOS press release, as they would call it on the read, and it was like he took it and then he deposited it in his bank account on like several different occasions. And
yeah, so he started off with like a couple hundred. Then he started taking a couple thousand, and I think his last withdrawal was like 16,000 or something. It was something ridiculous. She's like, bruh. And he was trying to fabricate documents. That's how he got found, because I guess his paper trail was just all kinds of trash.
And see, to me, I'm like, I'm paranoid and thinking that they're watching everything. So I'm like, I feel like your bank would go, where the fuck you get $16,000 for? And they would like look into it and see like, oh, did you inherit?
And that's probably what happened.
Did you get
it's
refund check?
It's like up to like $10,000 before it needs to be like taxed or something. If somebody gives you a gift of $10,000, like they can give you like $9,999 or something.
I make sure I always give somebody
give increments. Like if you want to give them 20,000, make sure you give them 2 different increments. But yeah, it's something like that, like up to 10,000. I think is the exact number. So it's kind of like, yeah, if they saw that, they were probably like, where'd he get that? Because he works at Wells Fargo, and that's probably how they started an investigation on the Lolo.
That's crazy.
In Charlotte, sir, those are my coins. I just deposited that shit. Not
What made me
16,000,
sad
but you
was
might have taken a couple hundred. That was mine.
They said he got caught partially also because he was flexing on the gram.
Flexing on the gram,
like,
talking on money phones, wearing designer belts, shooting music videos, and God, he's trash. Actually, we should have started the podcast with one of his songs.
Sorry, I meant to put it in my month in review, but anyway, back to Blank While Black. To wrap it up, you just can't be black and have colorful hair unless you're the Kardashians and be prosperous, I guess, in life.
Oh my God! Speaking of which you probably didn't see it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up because I think you need to see it. And I'm not even gonna say nothing else. I just
was it in your story?
Yes.
I don't know what that was was referring to. I just saw your like the caption.
This picture. So this is Kim Kardashian West for some magazine. And as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, who's this black lady? And people are like, blackface is an actual blackface, not super bronze tan skin. No, Anime Bullock, I don't think you understand history if you think that's all it is. This woman has her lips so overdrawn, has her skin far darker than I. Mind you, there was just a picture of her with no makeup on like a couple days ago, I guess pre-tan. And she just, regular degular white girl. And she on this magazine looking all kinds of wannabe black. She looked like the original Betty Boop. Or like an old school Diana Ross.
I was going to say she looking real Diane Carroll with this hairstyle.
I think it was like a tribute or something to her.
And Kim Kardashian was. And again, you know what made the read made me realize was because I was thinking about there's all these characters that you can dress up as, and they were talking about somebody that went to cosplay and they did the blackface thing because they were dressed up as a black character. And then I thought about all the black people that have ever dressed up as white things and that didn't put whiteface on.
Don't paint their face white.
So
this is it's like striking. Like I saw it and I was like it's a pretty photo, but when you realize it's a white woman who's obsessed with black culture. Which, I give credit where credit's due. She has, done the things for black people apparently far more than Kanye West. But
that don't mean you get to be black.
That don't mean you get to be black. That don't mean you get to be Rachel Dolezal, She don't even get to be Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal can't even be Rachel Dolezal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just because you do nice things, that's like Donald Trump being like, hey, unemployment is down for African Americans. But I'm also going to say you guys should be carried out on stretchers if you don't agree with me. Like, the fuck? Yeah. Like, they don't cancel out the other.
Yeah. I agree.
Stop doing stupid ass shit.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, I feel like this has something to do with maybe how brown she looks. But I was like, but maybe because she didn't look. I feel like the one you posted in your story didn't look as brown as some of the ones that are in that little slidey thing. Like I didn't click on it because then I think I was also like, is this? Kim
Her
Kardashian?
comments are tearing it up. Like all the celebrities are like, yes, and then all the normal human beings with eyeballs are like, bitch, what in the blackface is this, Kim?
Yeah, I continue to drag is all I can say. Because
and I wanted to like some of the shady ones, but I was like, you know what am I gonna add negativity for? Like I'm just gonna wish better for her poor children.
Yeah, and better for her too, because again, I just want understanding. I just want her to go, okay, you know what? That was a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think she's maliciously obsessed, but I definitely think she's obsessed. She's clearly obsessed. She's been obsessed.
I think she thinks she's black, obviously, because she has a black husband.
She's like, I'm Armenian. Bitch, that's white.
Wow, yeah. And I have one of my friends, like, literally, I don't want to say hates, but she can't stand the Kardashians. And she's like, I just can't understand why black people like them and why they support them. I just don't understand it.
They are the supreme culture vultures, for sure.
Yeah.
And they've definitely said some wild ass shit, especially on the older episodes. I'd be like, how the fuck did they? Oh yeah, no social media, so they got away with the things. But it's just like, what? Like,
and that's the sad thing.
I can't even say I hate them. I just know I am very aware of their culture vulturiness and their obsession with black culture and their obsession with black people. So much so that they're like, I cannot wait to have myself a black baby and then dump my man to the wayside. Except for Kim, because she wants to have like 8 more, I guess, of Kanye's.
Yeah, they black babies, black people lips, black hairstyles,
black asses that they didn't have 5 years ago.
Yeah, just intense
braids and baby hairs.
And again,
and
it
all
wouldn't. And it's partially people's responses to them. It's the fact that I feel like there are black men out there who like probably think that, oh my God, this is my trophy wife that I need. But it's like you are literally, aesthetically speaking, you want a black woman. I guess you just don't want the black girl attitude, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Yeah, if Latinas are wild and crazy, that shit is sexy. But black women can't be loud or can't be upset or angry, like, because that's not sexy.
It's just so interesting.
Black women are just so.
The way
God help us.
I know. I'm gonna mind my business and stay in the house and read books.
Okay. That's what y'all talking about over
But
there.
anyway, back
her
to
fake-ass
your.
lips.
Oh, so I guess also blank while black. You can not be a black woman, but you can be a black woman. Maybe.
You can have all the black aesthetics and features and obsession and
a black man and black
guess
children.
what, sister? And you'll never be black. And I hate it for you.
So yeah.
Blank while black for me. I have the Baltimore Police Department choking a 23-year-old young man in a chokehold, choking him the fuck out while he is saying, "Excuse me, sir, I cannot breathe."
Oh, not again. With
Obviously, if someone is choking the life out of you, your body's natural instinct would be to save itself. So if someone's choking you and you are about to die or you're losing oxygen, your body is not going to just sit there and allow you to die. It's going to ask you to struggle. It's going to ask you to fight back. It's going to do things. So basically, while they were choking this man out, he bit the officer trying to get free. So that was part of I guess his resist and what's it called? Like battery on the officer. What's it called? Whatever the fuck. Anyway, the video went viral. And now the charges against the young man have been dropped. Mind you, the original charges were that he had a felony drug possession. How do you just drop felony drug possession?
Right, just because.
Oh, I know. If you're choking someone out and then the video goes viral and then you have the nerve to say that your body cam fell off during the struggle, I guess that would mean you need to drop some charges before you get your ass kicked by the people of Baltimore.
I hope people don't let that go.
So the city council member, his name is Brandon Scott. He said, "Hey, this video has been brought to my attention. I will be staying on the police force's ass until we get this investigation pumped out." Because apparently the police department's already doing an investigation. It went viral like on a Thursday. They said they were doing an investigation since Monday or Tuesday.
I really want to know what these investigations entail.
Right, but Brandon Scott, he's a young black man. He's 35 years old. He just was elected earlier this year, actually in May. And so he said, good people, I did not like what I saw. I want to make sure that, I want to know the facts of what happened, but still not okay, still extremely disturbing. And we want to hold police departments accountable for their actions. So he says that he is staying on top of the police force to make sure that they do what they say they are going to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I was typing in what does an internal police investigation look like. I want to know.
It looks like bullshit, basically.
Because you know what? Because I remember hearing, like when I was watching the Khalif Browder documentary, they were talking about how much of a gang, like corrections and police and all that. Because these are your friends, so you might not want to believe bad things if you hear that your best friend Bob choked someone out and then he got bit.
Oh God, Bob got bit. That's why he had to choke him out. Oh, yeah,
right,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
And mind you, they were tasing him. The tasers were like still in him while he's on the ground being choked out. It's like, do I really need like 75,000 volts of electricity and to be choked? Like, is that how I'm supposed to survive?
So I just want to know how internal investigations go, because I've also read books that go like, black people are very naive in thinking that the very government that put them in these certain positions are going to then investigate themselves on any serious note. Like you're asking the same government that again sent the government that is a part of that the police force is a part of to then investigate some shit that they did when we have it on camera. Like again, how can you investigate anything? Because I'm assuming it would be asking questions like, hi, let me know the steps. And that person could then just lie and go, oh, well, he was resisting. And then, whose word are you going to take? Like I was watching, I went back and started rewatching Orange is the New Black. Mm-hmm. And, the first season with Porn Stash or whatever. I'm sitting there listening to them. Like, because you remember the first season? Like how he started bringing drugs through the cafeteria and then Red got blamed for it.
Yeah, barely.
Okay. But anyway, I'm just watching it and I'm thinking to myself, like, what makes me sad is who are they going to believe? Like if someone comes up and they're like, oh, there were drugs in the kitchen, and the lady that's in prison who works in the cafeteria goes, oh my God, I had nothing to do with it. And she is dead ass serious because she's a criminal. We can't believe her because she clearly is a liar and this and the third. But really, because this man over here wearing this blue button up shirt, all of a sudden he has all this integrity and moral and such a moral compass and all these things. And it's just crazy to me that we think that just because someone has on a certain outfit that they are a good person and honest, and just because you don't have on that outfit, you're not honest and not a good person and don't deserve to breathe.
It's like we can never get a break from police brutality, and yet there are still probably a majority of the country who believes it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
It's really wild out here. Literally in the video, he says, "You are choking me, sir." Like, still, while you are like basically losing your life, you are still trying to be respectful to a cop because you already know what's up because you're black. Mm-hmm. Like, you already know you can't even say, "Sir, excuse me, I'm dying. Can you please let up?"
Crazy.
But the Office of the Baltimore City State's attorney released a statement saying, based on the review of the unreleased body-worn camera footage, dismissal of the charges was warranted and further investigation has been initiated. It just basically says, like, we know what's on that body cam. We know it's not looking good for us. So let's just drop the charges. What do you mean drop the charges? You just try to kill me. And over quote unquote drug possession, so when I read it, so this is what happened. So they saw a person standing near a no trespassing sign. This is the copy of the arrest report, which who even knows how much of it is true. Mm-hmm. Two detectives said they noticed a man standing near a no trespassing sign. As the officers approached, the man turned away in a way that they considered to be an evasive move. So the police officer grabbed the man's jacket and saw what he suspected to be illegal drugs. As the man tried to flee, one detective was hit in the face and the stomach, the police report said, and one detective used his taser on the man 3 times. The struggle then moved to the ground, which is when the detective said he was bitten on the hand. After arresting the man, they found drugs on him. So after arresting him, they found drugs? Or did they find him before? Because he just said he thought he saw illegal drugs. So, I'm sorry, do we have to wrestle him to the ground and tase him and hit him and do all these things and then be like, yep, I thought it might be drugs and I'm glad it was. Like, that don't seem like something you're allowed to just beat people over the head with. You don't even know if he has drugs. You grabbed his jacket and saw what you suspect to be drugs. So where were they in his jacket? Because if they were in his pocket, how did you see them?
It makes me very suspicious that there were even drugs at all if you drop charges for drug possession.
And that is the point. I was like, how do you drop felony drug possession? Because even if they did all these things and like, yeah, we fucked up as well, but he still fucked up.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
To me, that don't make no sense. It says to me either it wasn't a felony, like it wasn't a certain amount of drugs or a certain type of drug, or they were planted. That's what it sounded like to me, because I ain't no dummy and I know that shit happen every day.
Yeah, that's exactly.
We literally have seen it on camera happen.
Yeah, and that's
because police officers don't know they're being recorded, and you'll watch them plant evidence, plant weapons, plant drugs. We have seen it a million fucking times.
Yeah.
So if you think I believe your police report at all, I don't give a fuck. If you got bitten, I wish he would have removed a finger. Because fuck you, bitch. Don't nobody give a fuck. Like, somebody's getting choked out and tased and you wonder why they're biting. How do you even know that's not even just like a regular defense mechanism that your brain made you do? Like, I'm being tased and choked.
Yeah, you probably.
And you worried about a bite on the hand?
I would assume you bite down hard if you start getting tased. Like, I'm assuming your teeth are like grinding.
Like, what the fuck? I just hate these people so much. Like, I just feel like, okay, if you want to legally be able to carry a taser, like as a police officer, like you have to be tased with it. I feel like you should be tased 3 times and be choked out, and then tell me if it was called resisting arrest or if your body was just responding to dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I also wanted to add that Brandon Scott seems to be very lit. He seems to be doing the damn things. When he was elected, he led the council in passing legislation that would require the city agencies to assess whether their policies were created racial inequities, and secured approval from voters for the creation of an accompanying pot of money to address discrimination. So it just sounds like this young man is like, you know, I've got this because he was born and raised in Baltimore, and he basically said like he wanted to be the mayor of Baltimore at some time, and he just sounds like for the people. Unlike a lot of black people who become politicians who be like, nope, let me shuck and job up here with these white people. Like, he seems like he's still about it. He's still for the people, and he's doing things to address racism, which a lot of times if you even have a black person in a space, they only want you there for the benefit of saying it's diverse, and they don't actually want to hear anything you say. Mm-hmm. So I think it's dope that he's using his platform to hopefully do the right things and hopefully absolutely keep his foot on these people's necks till he gets some answers about what happened. Mm-hmm. And regardless of what happened and whether he had drugs and whether he was bit or whether he tried to run, I hope that these police officers are held accountable for always lying, because it seems like they always have a dead battery, or the shit falls off their uniform, or somehow the view is being obstructed the whole time that these body cams are on. What the fuck do we pay for body cams for then? Because that came out of our tax dollars, bitch.
I need to take some time and go have a sit down with a police officer.
Good fucking luck, because I know some and it won't go well.
And just be like, hey, and just ask questions like, hey, so how hard is it for a body cam to fall off? Because I would assume that these were constructed to stay on a body that would be in motion, in combat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because plenty of them are.
And again, I would also like
the
to say...
The only ones that fall off are when they're illegally killing black people.
Yeah, and because I would like to say, in a world where you can put down a deposit on a flying motorcycle right now, like, been going on for a minute now. If you got like $300,000, you can put $10,000 down on a flying motorcycle. In a world where Amazon has a truck that is 99% effective at self-driving, I just want to know, in a world where they're about to have drones that don't have to land to charge, like they have charging fields.
Oh, wow.
I would like to know how flimsy of body cams we are making out here, and why we're not, because either, number one, we don't care, because that would might then they really might just be falling off at whim, because who only needs them? Black people, right? Yeah. So why would we put that much money into them? Or second, they're not falling off that easily, and y'all are just fucking unsnapping them shits. Like, it's one of the two. Like, or a mixture. But I would need to know. Like, I actually, again, I'm going to write that down too. I'm going to do research. Because I know there's a video out here that is going over the construction of body cameras. And if I watch that video and it'd be like, yeah, the likelihood of this falling off would be you falling to your death and it's snapping off the side of a cliff. Like, it hit the side of the cliff and snapped.
And you know what? That's what I would think.
But I don't know. So, again, questions I don't know, but questions I'm going to find out. I'm going to type that in too. Body camera construction. Because, again, top minds, right? Do we not have top minds of engineering schools? And I don't know what else you need to make that shit. But, yeah, I just want to know. Anyway. Are we done with blank while black?
Yes, we are. Right. I do not have a sounds about white for you people. The only sounds about white I have is all y'all sucking that orange ass dick that you guys are so obsessed with. To which I say, if you don't read, you are uninformed. And half the things you do read, you will be misinformed. So I would advise you to do your own research and not just listen to what your aunties and uncles say on Facebook. Do some research, people, and educate yourself, and stop being so goddamn ignorant, and stop thinking that because something doesn't affect you, it doesn't have an effect anywhere.
All right. Okay. And sexpectations, where we can now talk about Lizzo.
Okay. That's an exciting place to put her.
I think so. Because I feel like it's all about...
Damn.
Excuse me. I feel like it's all about women's presentation in the world and not being too sexy. Being feminine, but not too feminine. But don't be too masculine. But don't show your ass. But show your ass, but it's not here. So I'm going to tell you when and when you can't show your ass. But I want you to be sexy, but not just sexy when I want you to be sexy. Mm-hmm. These are questions that I have to ask. Because when I really thought about it, because I was like, if your argument is, well, she shouldn't have worn it at a basketball game. Well, then...
Okay, well, let's explain for the people what happened if they don't know.
Okay, go ahead and explain it.
Oh, me?
Yeah, because I'm about to say, she was at a game and her ass was out. I feel like it's very simple.
So,
Lizzo was at a basketball game.
She was at the Lakers game.
Wearing a t-shirt
They put the camera on her. She was dancing along, like, with the cheerleaders.
Because they was dancing to her song, and she got excited.
She stood up, started hitting a little two-step, turned around to expose her t-shirt dress, which had the whole ass cut out of it. And she was wearing a thong underneath. So, basically, just her ass cheeks was out. And she started twerking. Mm-hmm. For the white people that listen to this podcast, probably nobody. But she hit a slight bend in those kneecaps and gyrated. To which people's complaints were, nasty, gross, we don't want to see that, so inappropriate, time and place. Oh, my God, there are children there. Oh, she should be arrested for indecent exposure.
Arrested? Someone said she should be arrested?
Et cetera, et cetera. So one of the arguments is, are we mad because she's big, or are we mad because she was naked?
I wish you could see the way your hood look over them headphones. I'm gonna take a picture.
So, Anime, can you pay attention? Because that was a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was to the audience. What was the question? I'm sorry.
It was, are people mad that she's big, or are people mad that she was being indecent?
I think it's everything. I think it's all of the things, because people have a different opinion on the subject matter. Mm-hmm. And I mean, again, I think that we are fat phobic in this country, because even this morning I was thinking about it, because again,
I hope not, because it's over 66% of y'all.
I like to be self-condemning, and I was like, was I uncomfortable because she was a big girl? Like, would I have been less, like, if Rihanna would have stood up with it? Well, Rihanna's gained some weight. Who's skinny out here? That's
she's gained weight, but I think
she's not. I know she's
not big.
Oh, okay, but see, that's what I'm saying. What's the cutoff?
Here's the argument. Here's the argument that I have. When I saw it, I was neither moved nor unmoved. I simply was like, oh, okay. and kept it pushing. I simply didn't care. It's not like I sat there and watched the whole, I don't know how long it was, 45 seconds, whatever it was. Saw the clip, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a tacky-ass dress. But, you know, that's because I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't wear a T-shirt, a giant-ass T-shirt with an ass cut out and the thong to a basketball game. You know why? I love my butt cheeks. I'm not sitting them on some public-ass chair. That's disgusting. But, you know, there's people out here who don't wash their legs. So who am I to judge somebody who puts their bare ass cheeks on a public seat in a basketball game? So when I saw it, and I didn't, again, I thought really nothing of it until the outcry. And I was like, wait, are people like really angry? And I saw the things people were saying. I'm like, wow, people are like mad. People are offended and think she owes them an apology. I'm like, you see people do all kinds of things on those jumbotrons. Like, you see big fat ass men with no shirt on dancing and gyrating their hairy ass bellies all over the place, and nobody says they should be arrested.
But I guess it's
like,
an ass,
not only do we
though.
quote unquote hate fat, we hate fat women in general, and it's just like, okay, girl, like whatever. That's
Right.
kind of lame as hell.
That is an interesting point.
But what I think, two things. I think, was it inappropriate? Of course it was inappropriate. But that doesn't mean inappropriate shit don't happen all the time at public places. Of course it was inappropriate. And it was a tacky ass shirt furthermore. And I don't care who you are. If you were Rihanna walking around with a T-shirt with your butt cheeks out at a public basketball game, I'd be like, yeah, that's tacky as hell. It's not even a cute shirt. It's just a plain black shirt. But whatever. That's to each their own. I don't really care. I wouldn't call the police on Rihanna, nor would I call the police on Lizzo, nor would I think they really owe an apology. I would just be like, that's tacky. But you can walk into Walmart and see some tacky ass shit right now. Hell yeah, it's what? 8:18 in the morning? There's some tacky ass shit going on at Walmart right now. I don't feel the need to call any police or get anyone arrested or tell them they owe me an apology for me seeing their butt cheeks or their butt crack or anything else. Like, you know how many butt cracks I see all day long with people sitting in chairs? A fucking lot. They don't owe me an apology. My eyeballs deserve an apology. But other than that, they don't owe me an apology. I don't care that much. But people are like, well, the only way you would even be mad is because she's big. Like the defense of her. And I was just like, to other people, maybe. To me, no. It was just tacky in general. And I would think it was tacky anywhere. And the other argument is that you can't be mad that her body parts were showing because them cheerleaders' body parts be showing. I'm like, yeah, they do. But they're not in a thong. They're in booty shorts. Yes, it's, you know, a lot of skin showing, but they're not in a thong. They're not dancing around in a thong where there are children present. So yeah, it was tacky and inappropriate to me. But again, I don't give enough of a fuck to be like, fuck you, Lizzo, you owe me an apology.
I feel like we have such weird ideas about everything. Like, I feel like if you were to combine all of the skin that was showing on those cheerleaders to the skin that Lizzo was actually showing, the cheerleaders were showing more. But because it's her ass skin, everybody's freaking out. And I was like, who decided that ass was even a sexual thing? And we just
because it really shouldn't be. But I think it should be a private thing, not necessarily a sexual thing. But it should be certainly a private thing because people shit out of that. Not me, I don't shit, but other people shit out of their ass.
But like, I just think it's so interesting. It's like that somebody came along and decided that breasts and ass and penises were too much to be seen and that they're very sexual objects. And we just be born and just be going along whatever the fuck people decided 200 years ago. Like, I'd be like, you know, we don't have to continue to ascribe to these ideas of things. If we all woke up tomorrow and decided that asses weren't sexual things, then nobody would give a fuck if nobody's ass was out. Because mind you, those cheerleaders do be wearing their underwear. They be wearing underwear. And not as much of their ass is showing, but when them skirts fly up, I can see like probably 45 degrees of each ass cheek. Like, if I were to do the actual protractor calculation.
Wow, you're gonna hold a protractor to ass.
And so, but Lizzo probably 90. It was probably a 90-degree angle between her thong and ass cheek. And
it was a lot of ass out. It was a lot of it.
45%. I feel like if I took a protractor and measured, but it's just like ass is showing. You know what I'm saying? Ass is shaking.
I just think that time, place, and audience. Like, just, I don't know. I feel like because Beyonce's on stage in a thong and I'm in the audience, don't mean I need to be, you know, walking through the gate and getting my popcorn and getting my drink and all that shit in a thong as well. Like, I just be like, no, my job is the audience. I'm not the entertainer currently, but
and I understand.
But
even that, I just feel
was
like,
not moved. I didn't care either way.
Again, I just feel like we define what is, like, just because it's a club and it's open at 9 p.m. Like, somebody decided at 9 p.m. and later was the sexual time of night. Yeah. Like, when we could have decided it was 9 a.m. Like, all of this shit is arbitrary.
Which would be so much better, people. Can we please get on this train?
And somebody decided decided all of this shit for us. So I just be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm
Yeah.
gonna mind my business. Would I wear a thong? Absolutely the fuck not. Because if I do agree with those terms, you're not gonna see none of my ass, none of it. People have barely even seen me in shorts. So some people were like, oh my God, your knees. I'll be like, I know, never seen it
I
before.
will be 5,000% not wearing my bare ass cheeks on nobody's public seat. So Lizzo, the only advice I have for you is to scrub your cheeks, girl, because
I'm not
quite
even
sure you
gonna
got
have
germs
my
over
ass
there.
cheeks not on public seats. It's not gonna be in public in general at this day and time, because that might change tomorrow. Tomorrow you might see my ass on Instagram.
You're right.
I doubt
I
it.
cannot wait to see you twerking on Instagram in a thong. I will be here for it, and I will be reposting.
But yeah, and then again, I just don't think that just because I wouldn't wear a thong to a game that I gotta be so mad that somebody did.
Yeah,
But
I don't know why y'all care. Y'all are. It's just weird. Like, why do you
yeah, I
care?
just be like, you know what? Would I do it? I think that if everybody went, would I do that? No. Let me mind my business. Would I do that?
Would
Yes,
I do
let me
that?
mind my
No.
business.
Does it affect me? Also no. Like, cause to be like, oh, my kid saw it. You don't give a fuck about them seeing them cheerleaders belly buttons and cleavage. So give it up. Like, that's not the case. Just shut up.
It's
Who cares?
it's so far away from my own upbringing, because I was literally watching like movies like Booty Call. Didn't have a clue what was going on, but I was watching it as a child. So again, oh my God, Lizzo's ass is out of a basketball game. Bitch, you were 3 years old watching Friday and Booty Call. Does it matter?
Okay,
And they
yeah.
are literally eating each other out in Booty Call. So did I know what it was at the time? No. But what my point of the fact of the matter is ass is showing, ass is shaking, people getting ate out. So
You're gonna see an ass one of these days. Might as well see it at a Lakers game.
I guess.
Lizzo responded to the hate and blase blah was saying, basically, I don't care.
Yeah.
I have loved myself for quite a long time, and I'm gonna keep on doing that. If you don't like it, you can kiss my butt, and then maybe it'll go away. And she also said, I am surrounded by love. I am the happiest I've ever been. This is the quote.
Wow,
I'm the happiest I
nice.
have ever been, and I am surrounded by love, and I just want to spread that love and also spread these cheeks.
I would like to say that as a celebrity, I think the best thing you could possibly do as a celebrity is not give a fuck about nobody's opinion, because it don't matter.
It seems to be the only way to live.
What you do. If Lizzo up and decided that she was no longer comfortable in her skin because everybody attacked her, then people will be attacking her because, oh my God, you're supposed to be like an example for us as big girls. And it's like, this is a human being. And she's going to have days like everybody else. So it's like the best thing you could possibly do, because you could literally do everything right and people will still have shit to say. I literally saw somebody say that like the Harriet movie was the biggest example of white supremacist propaganda that they have seen in all of 2019 or some shit like that. So say that to say, and it was a 40-something minute long video of this man having it, because I didn't watch the whole thing, but he was on YouTube just going off, and he was just giving his.
I wouldn't have been watching, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
and he
you
was,
have an audience.
you know, just giving his opinion. But I'm just like, again, like, and then watching her name is actually pronounced Cassie and not Cassie, but the director Cassie Lemons, literally like somebody was on the red carpet and they're like, you know, how did you feel about the criticism? And she's like, I mean, you know, I knew that there would be some, because story and people, like there's a story and there's people, so like and there's people to see it. So I'm like, yeah, you literally just can't give a fuck. You literally just got to do the best that you can possibly do at whatever it is that you do, whether that's shooting the Harriet movie or wearing a thong to a basketball game. You just got to do what you think is right and have fun and not give a fuck, because people are gonna have attitudes, and we need something to talk about. At the end of the day, what else will we do with our lives other than talk about what celebrities are doing?
And right after that, like a couple of days later, I feel she won Entertainer of the Year, so or Most Entertaining Person of the Year, something like that. And I was like, yeah, and guess what? Her name is trending. We're all talking about her. And at the bare minimum, that means that people will want to advertise with her because everybody's talking about her. So all y'all did was run this woman's bag up.
Yeah, honestly, that's all you ever do at this point with anything. You can literally listen to a song and you running somebody's bag up.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Thinking that you avoiding giving them any money. The fact that I can't listen to R. Kelly in any way, shape, or form. I'd be like, even if I play it on iTunes, he gets the stream, and that means it goes to his bank account. And
you need to just make sure, you just need, if you want to listen to it, find an old CD.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, if you go, not that I'm doing this.
I'm weak. I actually
but
have some.
If you own it already, or if you buy it once, then they don't get streams every time. I thought about that. I thought that black guy in that meme points to his forehead.
With the
CD?
temple. Yeah. I don't have them personally, but I know where they are.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I bought my mom one, so I honestly just need to get in her car and play it.
There you go.
But yeah, anyway, did you have a expectation?
I do, and it's simply, it's just a question. I want you to describe a perfect date. Like, what does that look like to you?
You know, I think cooking would be cool.
Okay. So this is me texting you. Hey, WID.
Oh my God.
You wanna?
If you text me WYD, I'm probably not responding.
You want to cook tonight? Okay, pull up. Like, how do you want that to go? You want somebody to pick you up? Like, how do you want the things to go?
I don't know, because here we go with gender roles again. Oh, he's a guy.
But it don't matter. It don't matter about a gender role. Like, just say.
Just in a perfect world with no.
In a perfect world, without people's criticism, what would your ideal perfect date be? It doesn't have to be like, okay, but who pays, me or him? Like, just what would a perfect date for you be?
No, that's it. It doesn't. I mean, I didn't think about whose
That's
house.
super specific.
Well, let's cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that simple. Because the reason why I said it is because it's so like it can be so present oriented. Because if I'm cooking, because that's why I never cooked before, and that's why I burnt so many things. Because I'd be like, oh, let me take a shower while I'm boiling noodles. I'd be like, I come back out and I be done burn my noodles.
Shouldn't be.
I'd be like, let me get in the shower while I'm cooking rice. Burns rice.
Okay, that's actually horrific because rice is not an easy time.
Yeah, so I literally would be like, let me throw this in the oven while I take a shower and try to read a whole book, but not come back to the oven until I'm done with my chapter. So then I had to realize that cooking for me has to be a present thing. You can't do anything else unless, like, at most watching something on my phone while I'm cooking. Like if it's something that takes a while. But yeah, that's it. But I brought that up to say, like, I think it's very present oriented. It's I think it's like, and it's very like quality time ish to me.
I like that. I don't think I've ever like cooked with somebody, like a specific meal, like sat down with them and cooked.
Yeah, like just literally, and then even especially if it's from scratch. Like I before I left Greenville, me, Spain, Indy, and Jasmine, we all cooked a meal together. Like out of Indy got me a vegan cookbook, the vegan soul food cookbook, and we all like made a dish. Like one person made spicy cabbage, I made coconut rice. I can't remember what the quote unquote protein was, like what the meat replacement was, but it was I think it was some kind of like black eyed pea, Cajun black eyed pea, Creole black eyed pea.
All of that sounds so good. I want it right now.
Oh no, it was delicious. Like it's one of the meals like when you and Kalia cooking, I'd be like, see, if I could eat like this every day, I would never eat meat again. Which I'm still strong on my plant-based. I've been getting mayonnaise though when I go to Burger King. So shit. But anyway. Yeah. Wow. Sorry. But I don't get cheese. So we're stepping in the right direction. But anyway. So yeah, like, and it was really fun. Like just to be laughing. You know, you got a little music playing, not like super loud, so you can still have a conversation, but you got a little ambiance set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I did it with friends, but yeah, I've never done it as like a date, but I think that would be really, really cool. And like, because I don't like to cook, like I think if you actually literally be like, okay, we're going to make this meal, we're going to go to the grocery store, we're going to get the things, we're going to come back, we're going to make it, we're going to eat. No phones. No phones is a big rule for me. Or at least, I mean, even if your phone is there, but you're not like on it and shit. But like it's just us, you know what I'm saying? That or anything that I think makes you have to be very present oriented. Yeah. Like let's go scrambling on that rock.
Like we have got to
Boulder,
stop
Colorado.
calling like just going to a movie a date.
Yeah, going to a movie. So my best friend Malcolm told me a long time ago, he was like, if you go on a date to the movies, go to the movies first so that you have something to talk about on the date, like when you go out to eat. So you can't just do movies because there's no getting to know each other. Y'all just sitting in there. Don't talk to me while the fucking movie's on because then I'm going to punch you in your throat.
Did you want to punch me? I took a lot during movies. But it usually be about the movie or talk about.
No, but yours be like little snippets. Like you just be like, Like when we were watching Harriet, I heard you do that a couple times. Like when the slave master ripped the paper up, I heard you go, like on some sad shit. And I was like, yeah. But you do that, but like it's nothing where you be like trying to be like, oh my God, did you see that? What just happened? My mom would be like, what's...
I do that. That's why I was laughing because I feel like I do that.
My mom
would
would
hear
be
myself
like,
when I do it, and I'm like, Aisha, shut up and stop asking questions and just watch. But I'm like, no, I need to know because if I miss something, I need to know what I missed.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. For some reason, my mom does it. She'll be like, what's about to happen next? And I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mom, we are watching together.
Right. But yeah, like, so if you do movies as a date, I would definitely give you that recommendation because it definitely does work. And you can talk about, especially if the person's really into movies. But I was going to say, we could go scrambling on that Boulder Rock thing in Colorado, like I was telling you about, where you got to climb with your hands and your feet up the side of the mountain.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be very present oriented for that shit.
You know what? For me, dog.
You know what else would be really cool? It's dangerous, but like if you took a trip as a date, like a one day, like we hop on a flight, go somewhere. You spend the entire day together.
Attention, Sydney is trying to get flued out. Please get her flued out.
Somebody was telling me that happened on a show. So on some show, the guy was like, their first date was they just took a little cheap flight somewhere.
Yeah, they be doing that shit till on like The Bachelor. Remember Next? Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember that.
Such a good show.
Yeah, but
somebody will walk one step off the bus. Next, they be like. So shit was ugly anyway. They turn around on the bus. People like, oh shit, you lasted 1 minute.
But yeah, that would also be really, really cool. Like, or even like a little road trip because y'all just again, music in the background. Y'all talking, chatting it up. Y'all driving.
No. Let me tell you what mine is not a road trip.
A road trip, yeah. I love a road trip. Or just going somewhere. I think that would be the coolest. Like if you just got money like that, and like not that because you can fly to New York for $70. So not to say everybody got an extra $70 because then you got to pay for food and shit when you get up there.
Who can go to New York for $70? Where you got to be?
No, you New York flights are $70.
Huh?
Yeah,
so from where to where?
Charlotte to New York.
This is a lie.
I'm about to look it up right now.
Look it up right
You're trying
now.
to play me,
this
bro.
is a farce, sister.
People are listening to this podcast like, what the fuck is going on? Hold on, look, Charlotte. Watch y'all. See, y'all ain't know. I'm about to put y'all on.
Yeah, put us
to
on.
New York.
We want to be on. Put us on.
Charlotte to New York. If you fly Spirit.
Okay. Well, you didn't tell us we would have to build
but look,
our
no,
own
even right
paper
now,
airplane.
if I flew January 31st and came back February 3rd, I could get a flight at 7:25 a.m. and land at 9:18 nonstop, $60 on American.
This is round trip.
Mm-hmm. And then look, if I fly
back,
back,
can you find me some flights? Because I don't never find cheap flights.
It's
all my
just
flights
to New
be
York.
like $400.
It's just to New York. New York has, but you gotta think about it. You only on the plane for like you on the plane long enough when you fly to New York to get up in the air and get your ass back down. Like I remember when I found out that the flight was only like an hour and 30 minutes. I was like, damn, by the time we get to 30,000 feet, we gonna be coming back down. Because I was used to being on the plane when we went to Las Vegas and LA. And, those were like 5-hour flights.
Where are you talking about? Would be real short.
To New York. That's why I think it's so cheap because it's such a you once you get in the air, it's time to come down. So yeah, if y'all want to go to New York, if you want to go January 30th to February 3rd, it's only $60 with American right now. So yeah, you can fly to New York for cheap. So yeah, say like we want to go to New York for a day, check out a museum, an art museum, get some soul food, which I couldn't eat anymore because the shit I got last time I went was vegan. But there's a place up there that's got really good soul food. And I think it's in Harlem. I forgot what it's called though. But yeah, that would be a really cool date is if we took a trip somewhere. Even if we like drive to Greensboro real quick. I like Greensboro. Nobody else does, but
I was gonna say, yeah.
Remember when we went to that bar? Remember we went to Jake's that time and got those hot wings? I mean not those hot wings. I got hot wings. You probably were vegan at the time.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I will not eat the animals.
Do you remember that?
Jake's? Yeah.
It's like Jake's Billiards. Like places like that are very like Greensboro, like you only gonna get this shit. Or Dames. Like imagine you take perfect date. Boom. We take a trip to Greensboro,
there's a place in Durham called Earth to Us Kitchen.
Okay.
That can be our date.
Take a trip, hop in a car, drive to Greensboro, go to the Black History Museum there, then go to Dames and get that vegan waffle, and then drive your ass back home.
Okay.
Spend the whole day together. And then, because mind you, they said the closest you get to marriage, if knowing that you can survive a marriage with somebody, is taking a trip together. Because when you go on that trip, you are fucking stuck there. And anything that gets on your nerves, you will know. And you will know. And then if it's just y'all, you ain't got nothing else to do all day but get to know this person. So yeah, either cooking or taking a little road trip, taking a little trip somewhere, spending a day. That's my perfect day. What about you, Queen? What's your perfecto date? You got to say something expensive? To say.
No.
Why you start making that sound then?
Because I don't know. Perfect date. Probably. Even if we live together, so like literally pulling up, knocking on the door, with flowers. This is like a fairy tale.
You love flowers.
This ain't never happened. This is like a fairy tale, but knocking on the door, not texting saying, "Hey, I'm outside."
Yeah.
Knocking on the door. Hello. You ready to go? With some flowers and get in the car and I would say probably something's active first.
Okay.
So something like
active.
It would be great to go skydiving, but I know that's a little pricey for a date. So maybe actually no, let me live my wildest dreams. Yeah, maybe go skydiving.
Hell yeah.
Or a helicopter ride over a cool city or something would be dope. Or something else active, like a hike or something. Mm-hmm. And then go eat. And I'm ordering all the courses. Mm-hmm. And
girl, let her eat.
Yep. And she will eat. And then probably like a trip to a bookstore. And not just like pick out books and be like, this is why I like this book, or this is why I want this book because this interests me. Because I feel like, a lot of times we don't really talk about what interests another person. Like people might do things together, but you don't know people deeply enough to like know what they're really interested in. Mm-hmm. you might know that they like a certain kind of shoes, but you don't know like, oh, why do you read this kind of books, or why do you like, or these days to even get somebody to like a book is, you know, it's an alien. But yeah, just knowing people's interests and knowing them deeper on that level, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But you know, after my helicopter ride and my food.
Yeah, that sounds like a really cool
pick out
date.
some books and then come home and take a bath. That's
together.
That sounded weird. Yeah, sit
You
in the
want
tub with some
Tay
candles.
Dicks and I Lathan.
Yeah, sit in the tub with some candles and some wine. And I like to get wine drunk.
Okay.
Like right before I burst into tears. That's the kind of drunk I like to be. Because I burst into tears these days. I just get sad when I be drunk, but not when I be tipsy. When I be tipsy, it's a good ass time.
Oh yeah, no, drunk. I think everybody's sad when they're drunk.
Yeah, I will burst into tears.
I think everybody's happy when they're tipsy. That's like a perfect threshold. I remember being in college when I found that threshold. Like the days that I would hit that marker, I'd be like, boom, right at tipsy. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is good.
Which
but
is literally one shot for Sydney. I'm so jealous.
The moment people be like, no, Sid, turn up. Take another one. Take another one. I still remember to this day, graduation night, being like, Elise, give me this shot. Elise, give me this shot. By the time Elise came back over to me with that shot, Xavier had just bought me one. And I was like, oh God, I gotta take 2 shots. I'm gonna die. And I took both of them shots and was laid across that bar.
Man,
and
if you
was
know
sad.
anything about Sydney, you know it takes at least an hour to take one shot. Like she literally will sip it and run around and cry, and then you have to force like another sip. And you're like, Sydney, if you just take it all at once, it's over. And
no, you don't understand.
But
I can't.
take so long. It's ridiculous.
I have to drink a shot. I can't, like, you know how y'all.
But no,
like,
I've made her mixed
back.
drinks that have like literally only taste like juice because there's so much juice in it. Because Sydney really only needs one shot, one good amount, 1.5 ounces of alcohol is all she needs. And she, even if I make you a mixed drink, you'll take 2 hours.
Because they be nasty.
No, they don't.
They taste like
disrespect me.
alcohol.
You act like I pour for you like I pour for everybody else, which is half and half.
Which means for me that I can still taste it. Like if there's alcohol in something, I'd be like, nope, I can taste that nasty shit.
I'm going to start spiking everything you got and see when you...
Okay. That's cool.
Here's Sydney. Here's a nice strawberry milkshake.
Do not put alcohol in my strawberry milkshake. They sound like bubble guts. Sound like you're going to be diarrhea.
It do sound like that.
I don't want that.
How do we get to diarrhea on Sex Expectations?
All right. So we ready for Black on Black support?
I certainly am. I hope you are.
Okay. So I would like to shout out Elise.
Oh, I was hoping you would when you just said her name.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Elise and Rashad on their new engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say last names because I don't know people want their last names out there.
Okay.
But
I want their first, but
Golden Silhouette on Instagram. And
wow. If she don't want her last name, why would she want her Instagram?
Because people take Instagram way too seriously. Let me see if I can find.
You just took their last name seriously.
Let me see if I can find Rashad and Shad Avery 48 on Instagram, who have been all in my story because engagement.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was so funny because he like had all her friends there, all his friends there, and I was like, she gotta know because why would we all be in this room?
Oh
at one
yeah,
time?
at least if and when you hear this, please let us know if you knew what was up because I just kept asking Sydney. I was like, did she know?
And I was like, no. But then because I didn't expect her to
if
be
I just
there.
walk into a room and all my friends and family is there and all my man's friends and family, I'm like, okay, so how big is it? I want to see now. Like, I need to see it because obviously you're about to give me a ring, so let me see what it look like.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we're all in here. And
Why
then
waste the time?
She was in there when I walked in. I was like, oh, she gotta know because I thought we were gonna be there. We were going surprise or some bullshit. I don't know. But shout out to Elise and Rashad on their new engagement, and I would also like to shout out Hillary, Latondra, and Diamond for just finishing another semester of a hard ass postgraduate degree. I guess that's what that's called. Hillary and Latondra are in school for pharmacy. They're in pharmacy school. And Diamond is in law school. First semester. She just finished her first semester of law school. And I think Ton and Hillary just finished their second to last semester. Like I think they're graduating both like in the upcoming spring.
Lit.
And I went to Terrace's Christmas party and I was sitting at the table and I'm sitting at the table with Elise, who's a nurse, Kalia, who is a community activist, and all the other things that I can never put a title on. Diamond, who's in law school, and Hillary and Latondra, who are both in pharmacy school. And I was like, wow, like, and I went to high school with all these people, like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Just to name a few of the people who like, and I know their exact career title. And I was like, wow, like everybody at this table right now is literally doing big things and doing what they enjoy. And I think that's really, really cool. And doing hard ass degrees or finished hard ass degrees. And I was like, it's really cool. And then, and then it's me, Terrace, and Justin, who are on our way. Okay, we're going to do great things because I'm still in school. You know, we got an up-and-coming broadcast journalist, and Justin is about to launch the things. I ain't going to tell y'all what he doing. But and Erin, shout out to Erin Carter for her new job. So, yeah, just shout out to everybody who was at Terrace's Christmas party that went to Harding and is now doing great things.
Wow, shady boots.
You
You weren't at the party. You were not being shouted out.
Well, shout out to everybody doing great things, but I'm just saying, to be at a table full of black men and women who are a lot of black women at the table. I think Justin was the only guy at the table when we were sitting there, but yeah, just doing great. Oh, and Rashad was there too for a little while, but then he dipped out because they had just gotten engaged. So anyway, shout out to everybody who was at Terrace's Christmas party, and also shout out to Terrace, on top of being an up and coming broadcaster. Shout out to her for having that Christmas party every year. I sent her a text and I was like, thank you for always giving us something to look forward to. Like, it's really cool to know that at least once a year the Harding people will come together and we'll play games and we'll chat and be shady and all the things. So,
Okay,
yes, that is. Oh, yeah. And then also, real quick, shout out to Will Smith and Nas, who are launching, who put $22 million to help launch an app that is going to help teach teenagers financial literacy, which is actually an old story. It came out in June when I looked up the article, but the post was brand new on Instagram from like yesterday or 2 days ago. So I just found out about it. So yeah, and then like the president was talking about how kids are not taught financial literacy in school. So, you know, this app is here to, it's a banking like system, but the app is going to give them like, tips on how to be financially literate. So, oh yeah, and shout out to Aaron Carter for listening to the podcast.
Okay. Oh, hello.
So yes, and that is my black on black support. Shout out to all those great people. Great
Wonderful. I'm glad you just finished, because I just finished typing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. I'm sorry, I had to stretch. You know, you got a good stretch. You gotta make weird noises. My black on black support goes to the first time in history where 5 black women are holding pageant crowns.
Oh, I heard about the thing.
So I'm going to start, I don't know if this is in order because I don't know a goddamn thing about pageantry. So I will try my best. 2019, the Miss Teen USA, Kaylee Garris from Connecticut, who uses her platform to defy beauty norms. As she said, it was intentional that she, what's it called? I don't know, whatever. Did her pageant with natural hair. She thought that was very important. You know, as people will tell you all the time, straighten your hair and do this and do that.
That's dope.
So shout out to her. Miss USA is Chelsea Christ from North Carolina, who also has big natural hair. So shout out to her. Her work is in working for prisoners. Helping them get reform and justice. So that's pretty dope. Shout out to her. Miss America is Nia Franklin, also from North Carolina. I think she came as from Miss New York, but she's from North Carolina. I think she went to ECU, matter of fact.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and I fucked with her. She is like a kind of like a, I don't want to say dark brown, but she's definitely a brown sister, and she's just so beautiful. And I think it's, you know, dope to start seeing some melanin up on them stages winning the things. I don't know how many there's been, but I saw that like the first one was like 1977, where any black woman won any pageant, and then Vanessa Williams won, and somebody else, but I don't remember how many there have been in general. But it's just dope that there's all 5 for like all 5 titles of these pageantries in 1 year. That's pretty dope. So Nia Franklin, and then her cause is Music for Hope. So she, it's like I don't want to say singing group, but it's like a creative group where they go into under-resourced schools, healthcare facilities, refugee camps. I saw something about them singing and doing music with patients with dementia and how it like helps them in their brain function. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then Miss World is Tony Ann Singh. I hope I said that right. She is Jamaican. She is another brown sister who is becoming a doctor. She's in school to be a doctor. And Miss Universe, who is Miss Zazabini Tunzi, hopefully I said that right, from Tulslo, South Africa, who is not only a dark brown sister, but also has a tapered haircut with her beautiful natural hair. And I think that's dope as fuck. And she basically was like, yeah, hella people told me to wear a wig, wear a weave. Like, girl, we love you, but no, this is not what pageantry looks like. And so her, yeah, I guess her initiative, that's what you call it, but it's to fight gender-based violence. And also like how gender roles, you know, affect you when you're trying to get something done as a woman. So yeah, shout out to all those beautiful queens. We salute you. I'm not like big into pageantry because I think it's like, you know, a lot of fake shit and you gotta walk around looking a little crazy. But I do know some people who do pageants, and they're very dope people. And I think it's cool if you use your platform with intention. Don't just pick some shit and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll pick that thing. Like, pick something that's near and dear to your heart, and be about it, and be about it in every day and every way, and not just if you win a pageant. So, but shout out to those queens, because that's pretty dope especially for young women, to see themselves on stages and knowing like, wow, not only can I do this, but I can do this as a dark skinned girl. I can do this as a girl with big natural hair. I can do this as a girl with tapered natural hair. I can do this as, so many things. So I think that's really dope to have those representations.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. Shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Next
All right.
is a mental health check-in. Mine is quick and easy.
Okay.
Reflections and journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Been journaling more. I always go through like bouts where I'm like really, really into something and then I fall off. I'm really, really into it again. So I've been journaling a lot more lately and trying to be very reflective.
That's really dope. I like journaling. It's definitely time consuming.
Yeah, and see, for me, it also gets you writing, and I feel like, again, it's crazy the things that you don't do or may not do once you're out of school.
Oh, yeah, my hand hurts if I have to write a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's because, again, those muscles are like, what the hell are you doing? Because, now, first of all, everything's on phone, so your muscles probably don't get as tired typing things on your phone as it would as fast as if you were writing, if I said that right. But, yeah, so, like, journaling definitely does take you, but, again, it's all about being present, though. Because, like, I'll try to journal sometimes with the TV on, and I'm like, why am I even turn the damn TV off?
Yeah.
But, like, it's all about being present and reflecting over my day or over my week or whatever, and just, I think it, definitely sprouts like growth. It might get you growing faster if you take the time to reflect. I was reading some article that was like, yeah, you should take at least 5 or 10 minutes every day to reflect.
Yeah,
even if you don't write it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just taking that time to reflect, and because again, I think it's good. I think it could definitely probably be, or there might even be studies out about how beneficial it is for mental health. Like I could definitely see it working for some people, not everybody, but like if you are dealing with anxiety or depression or whatever, especially if it might be like where you are in your life and you're not being where you want to be or this kind of thing. I think if you take time to reflect on where you are and set goals for yourself, even if that's a part of your journaling, it's definitely very beneficial for me. I like it because, again, it just allows me to be present and in the moment. So just wanted to, throw that out there as something that people might want to try. That's mine.
Okay. Journaling is lit. I did a lot of journaling when I was in LA. I journaled every single day, which is crazy because, like, if I was supposed to journal that night and I'm like, okay, I'll do it in the morning. It's crazy how much you forget, like, so quickly. Or at least me. I'd be like, damn, what did I do yesterday morning when I woke up? Like, it was a lot. But it was good because I could literally watch myself grow and evolve. And, like, by the end of my trip, like, reading over things that I had wrote and what I was experiencing each day, and oh, this day was hard, or this day was like, wow, everything was easy, like everything was good, or whatever. Like it's kind of just knowing that life is just not going to be linear. You're gonna have ups and downs. It's and it's just knowing that this is a bad day, this is a bad week, this is a bad month, or even a bad year for a lot of people. This is not, but it doesn't mean it's a bad life. Like, think about everybody who has played a role in making sure that you get good grades and you get to the next grade level and you get food in your belly and that you had a present to open on your birthday and different things that are just like, wow, everybody can't move in perfection every day or be the person, the friend, the mother, the father, like whoever that I want every day. But note, like, taking down those positive opportunities and knowing that those are all things that shaped you in a positive way. So even if you are, battling depression or anxiety or you're just sad or whatever you're going through, just know, like, you know what, there's been days that I've been very happy. And so I'm going to just take time to understand that right now I'm not very happy and that I will be happy again one day. And it's okay.
Absolutely.
But yeah, mine was talk to the ancestors. I think that people have like this almost like strict idea of what God is. And God is many things to me. And I wrote talk to the ancestors because I feel like we don't have just like say one thing or one way to hear things and to be open. We don't have to wait till we're in church to pray. Likewise, you don't have to wait until you feel like you're hearing something back from an ancestor to talk to them. I wake up every morning, I talk to my dad, and I will see him in stars. I'll see him in birds. I'll see him in a certain type of flower or something like that. And I know that when I see those things, that's a sign that I need to be conscious. It says, Aisha, quiet your mind and listen to what I have to say. And if you take more time to listen to your ancestors, I think you will feel much more guidance. It's very easy in this day and age to feel alone. And I feel like if you take the time to listen to what's being told to you in your spirit, like all you have to do do is sit there and be quiet. Like, they'll talk to you, but you have to be willing to hear them. Like, it's kind of like, it's almost like a whisper, and it's like somebody whispering and saying something. You're not going to hear them. You keep talking over them or ignoring them. Like, you have to sit and be patient and listen, and it just gets easier and easier. And for me, it's very, very helpful to feel like I have guiding spirits that are leading me where I need to go versus being like, yeah, life is hard and I don't know what I'm doing and I'll just quit. Like, no, like, listen, they're here to guide you. They've done things in their lives to set you up for success. Like, think about how many times you've heard your parents say, like, I did this for my kids, or, you know, I made this sacrifice for my kids. And you hear it all the time. It's like, yeah, all those sacrifices are not in vain. Even if your kids don't do what you want them to do in life, those aren't in vain because they all shape them. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Just listening to your guiding spirits. That was my mental health check.
Yeah, I think that's dope. It's gonna sound very random, but that's what made me think of when you were saying that. Was I heard somebody? It was like one of those quoted, like a picture, like tweet looking things, and they were talking about how accurate Black Panther was when it was talking about things like the ancestral plane and things like that. And I mean, again, I know that there are different cultures and different countries, and people have different practices and whatnot. But it's just so interesting to me, because of how much was stripped of African Americans, particularly, like how much we might not be doing things that, like stuff like that, like talking to your ancestors and believing that you can talk to them and not just believing about this one like Christian God. And it's not me trying to attack anybody's religion or anything. If you believe, definitely believe in what you believe in, but it's just crazy to think about how that may have been a part of what our people used to do that we'll never know for sure. So yeah, I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, just even seeing that depicted in a way in Black Panther, like him literally talking to his dad and seeing his dad, and the lions jumping out the tree and becoming, wait, were they lions? The panthers jumping out the trees and becoming people. I was just like, this is really cool. Like, you don't know how much of it is accurate, because again, that's not something I've studied, and it's not something that I would know to be able to say, oh, hey, great-great-grandmother who passed these things down to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just had to, unfortunately, we were forced to assimilate. So we lost some things. But yeah, I think that's really, really dope. Yeah.
And I think that's the point. It's like, get back to the things. Like, just because somebody took something or tried to hide something from you doesn't mean that that's where you give up. Like, do some research.
Yeah.
They try to hide all things political because they didn't teach me shit in school. So guess what? Guess I got to do the dirty work, which, let me tell you, is not fun. My God, it's nauseating. These people don't even know what they talking about. How am I supposed to know? But yeah.
I feel that. All right. And affirmations.
Affirmations. Setting you up for success for your week.
Yes, ma'am. You want to go first?
Sure. Mine is for your karma bank. So I want people to do 3 things for somebody else today. When you listen to this podcast, consciously do 3 things. It could be holding a door. And maybe you hold doors for people every single day when you walk into a door and there's somebody behind you. But I want you to consciously do it. I'm going to hold this door for this person, not to benefit myself, but to benefit you, because I care about you, because I don't want you to have to grab this door because I'm already here. And why would I have you do that? Like, I'm just going to keep putting things in my karma bank. If you have the means, if you're going out to eat, maybe pay for somebody's food and consciously do that. Maybe you're a person who pays for people's food every time you go out, but I want you to consciously do it. And, take time to say, I am grateful that I have the means to take care of myself and to feed myself today. I'm also grateful for the blessings that I have to be able to do this for somebody else. So just consciously doing that. Just paying things forward. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't even have to be monetary. Just literally, like I said, you could open a door for somebody. You could let somebody out in traffic and say, hey, I appreciate that you also have somewhere to be. So I'm going to let you out and let you be great.
And not block a driveway.
And not block a driveway. Because if you do that, you actually will have no good things to come to you ever. But yeah, just pay it forward. Share some love. Be conscious. Be aware about when you are sharing love and your intent while you do it. Because a lot of things, I think, especially in the South, we do things out of just like habit and out of hospitality. Like, somebody racist as fuck could hold the door for me. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not because they care about me or they value me. It's because, okay, I'm in the South and I hold people's door. Like, that's what we do here in the South. But no, like, you be racist as fuck. Like, why don't we make an effort to change? Like, why don't I hold this door for you in love? So yeah,
absolutely.
My affirmation. So for your karma bank, build it up, people. Have a great week.
Actually goes along with that. I was gonna say, give somebody a compliment.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's crazy because whenever I started doing that,
that could be one of your 3 or all of your 3s because it's free.
Yep. I didn't, when I started doing it, I didn't do it for like wanting it to be reciprocated, but it was just always crazy to me that every time like I went out of my way to go, oh my God, this girl has nice glasses on. Hey, excuse me, you have nice glasses. It would always come back to me. Like, I would always get a compliment on my hair that day or somebody would be like, oh, you're beautiful. And it was just random stuff. And I would be like, it's crazy to me that I went out of my way to compliment somebody. And that because and it could just be, again, like how you were saying, like, because things are such habit that people could have been complimenting me throughout the week. But because today I chose to be conscientious about it within myself, I noticed when somebody else did it. Like, I was like, damn, I don't know when the last time I got a compliment, but I know I got one today after I gave that other person a compliment.
Yeah.
So, like, not to say you should do it for that reason, but like, yeah, just give somebody a compliment. Like, tell them that you like their glasses or that they have a nice outfit on or they look nice today. Like, it's crazy. I remember it specifically one time when I was just like, I'm just gonna start gassing people.
Yes.
Do you know? I'm not sure if you know who Courtney is, but she goes to ECU. She's in ECU's dental school. So shout out to Courtney, who actually listens to this podcast also.
Shout out to Courtney.
I remember. So I didn't know who she was, but she had like we're in the auditorium at ECU because we're one of them black events, and I was just like, oh my God, hi, your hair is so pretty, and didn't find out that till later that she had just cut her hair. And you know all the feels when you first cut your hair. It is, do I look good? Do I not look good? Do I do this? Do I do that? And it was like, I was so happy to find out that I gave her that compliment on the very day that she had just chopped off all her hair. Like, I was like, that's so cool to know that I mean it genuinely. I wasn't just out here like, oh, let me give this girl who dark skinned a compliment just because, you know what I'm saying? I know she's dark skinned. And because sometimes I'll do compliments because I'm like, especially like under celebrities comments, I'd be like, I'm just gonna say something nice because all this bullshit you gotta read today. But I was like genuinely just like, hey girl.
And you know what? When I saw quote unquote blackface Kim K, for one, it's not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last. But when I saw the comments, I'm like, oh my God, that's funny. I want to like that. But I'm like, you know what am I doing with that? Like, is Kim gonna read that comment and be like, oh yeah, it has 471 likes, so now I really should change this about myself, or now I should have my feelings hurt and be in a ball all day and cry and hate myself and not be a good mother to my children because I'm too busy being self-pitying.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That's not going to serve her. And it's actually not going to serve me either because these pictures are already out. So what is me even laughing about what somebody said? Because my biggest pet peeve is seeing somebody comment something negative under a celebrity page, especially if it's somebody I know, because I will block the shit out of you. Like, I'll be like, you are a negative monster and I don't want you in my life. I don't want to see your posts and none of that. So, basically, why are we adding to negativity? That was, if I liked that or if I added a negative comment, that wasn't going to serve her. It was not going to change her. And it's like, I was like, you know what? Actually, let me leave a nice comment. And I'm like, oh, it won't be on this photo. No.
Right.
But, you know, I can leave a nice comment somewhere because I'm sure, even if she don't see it, like, it's kind of just like, yeah, I read a lot of negative shit today. And then I wonder why celebrities kill themselves or whatever, or do drugs until they kill themselves accidentally. And, you know, it's just like, put some love in the air. You know?
Exactly.
That could be a compliment. That could be holding a door. It could just, you know, plant positive seeds, people.
Absolutely. So yeah, and that day, said it to say, I wasn't doing that for that reason that day. I was just genuinely like, this looks good on you. So you just never know what somebody might be dealing with and how that might affect them and how it could have been even more of a positive thing just because of where they were in their own journey. So yeah, just give somebody a compliment today. And again, like Aisha said, pay it forward because it is Friday. Y'all probably won't hear this on a Friday.
Pay it forward Friday. Oh,
but it's Friday. Oh, and also Merry Christmas to you, ho ho hoes. Because by the time you hear this, it will also be Christmas.
And happy Kwanzaa to you non-hoes.
Yeah, I know, right? To you non-ho-ho-hos.
No, but happy holidays to everybody. I hope that y'all get to spend your time exactly how you want it. I don't want to say with family because that's not always a positive place for people. I also understand that during the holidays, a lot of people got to spend time around their oppressors and their attackers and different things like that within families. So I just want to say, I hope that you are doing what you want to do on the holidays and you're not doing anything out of habit, tradition, and making yourself uncomfortable. Do something that you love, be around people that you love and that make you happy, eat some good food, exercise, take care of yourself, pay it forward. Love is love. Wow, that was beautiful. What a great speech, Aisha.
I know, right? And you might as well go ahead and tell them where they can go.
Okay, people, make sure that you stream the music that is before and after this lovely podcast.
Yes.
Make sure that you are rating us and leaving your reviews on our podcast. If you love us so much, make sure you are posting us on your page. You can tag the living room 44_40, or you can tag us at Aisha Damali and at Sid the Great _. So if you love us, make sure you let us know so we can keep this popping. Anyways, y'all don't have to go home. But guess what? We were late to podcasting today, so we got to cut this thing on off because Sydney's out here fucking up and not bringing SD cards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out the living room. Happy holidays. Peace.
Don't know it's my fault I couldn't clean up my hair. Yeah. Now I wish we would've talked it out when I got mad. Ever since I left you, girl. Ever since I left you, girl. Ever since I left you, girl, it been going bad. Ever since I left you, girl. Ever since I left you, girl, shit been going